Been crazy busy.
Good morning.
Good
I'm
morning.
so
Oh my
happy to see
gosh, here
you.
we are. Happy to see you.
It is a
My
new
gosh.
year.
New year, it's a new sunny day. What more could we ask for, really? It's a good
Well,
day.
we got a lot. We're asking for a lot coming up. We got our plate
We do
full,
have a lot and ask for a lot. You're right.
but
You're
I'm so
absolutely right.
excited. This is a little
It's gonna
bit
be a good year.
of an announcement episode in some ways because we have a big announcement. Everything's finally stapled down, tucked in. We've got it
So
rolling.
excited.
But before we get started on that, a little teaser, but how was your weekend? You and Taylor
Oh
were
my
at the
gosh.
expo.
Yeah, it's the Wellness Expo in Grapevine. We had amazing time. At least I did. I know for sure I can speak for me. I was fully booked. I was excited about that. And
Good.
my talk went real well. We had fun. Spirit was present. We laughed a lot. Spirit was just on point. It was so cool. And then I had my gallery on
Yes.
Saturday. I moved to Saturday, and I had 18 lovely souls there for the gallery. And they had their people coming in right and left. And it was just, again, amazing walk with spirit. Incredible event. I love working with large groups of people. I find it very, even though it's sometimes a little overwhelming, it's energizing as well. There's some things that I was just looking around. I'm not a picky person by nature. I'm actually pretty easygoing, but there was a few things that kind of surprised me. And I'm bringing it up only because if you're one of those that do this, you might want to, maybe you don't know you're doing this. Maybe you don't recognize it's wrong, but please, lovelies, don't have your little children manhandle things that are homemade that could be broken in an instant that spent, hours, sometimes days to create. I've watched parents just let their kids just kind
No.
of almost play swords with the
Was something
wands.
broken?
But no, fortunately not. And I
Oh my
asked Spirit
gosh.
to kind of wrap that up and make that in, but I was surprised. Lovelies, we don't think of it sometimes because we've got, a lot on our plates, and, our kids are our most important precious commodities. But pay attention. If they're screwing around with something that's not theirs, they can really damage things. So that's one. My other one I noticed, and I have to say this, I love everybody, but if you're going to do some work where you have some sound,
Mm,
whether it's, a CD, you can tell how old I am, huh? If you have a Spotify going on, or you have Pandora music, or you've got some amazing, Native American flute music, I love you. But if you're sitting there banging on a drum and you're less than 12 feet from me, I'm just going to ask you not to bring your drums to an event that's so large.
it's so communal in space.
Yes, because what it does is it clears the energy in the air and all that good stuff, but it also drives away spirits sometimes. You think
Yes.
it's bringing them there, it drives them away sometimes. And when I'm trying to do mediumship and someone is banging a drum, at volume 25, I
Mm,
can't function well. So
no.
if you're going to have a modality that is a noisy one, be mindful to get yourself an environment that doesn't have someone sitting near you. That's just something for me to share with you. You may not have seen it, you may not have recognized it, you may not have felt it before. It's just a courtesy call.
Mhm.
I did
No,
it. I
it
feel
genuinely
so
is.
much better.
Yeah.
And don't walk away with my clipboard. I had 3 different people walk off my clip. I'm like,
Oh, you're
"Oh, if you're gonna take notes, I got some paper for you."
yes.
But that's okay. I always catch them.
No, well, that's smart. See, that's something I would actually do. I'd take your pen, I'd take your clipboard,
Take my
take the
tablecloth. I mean,
table.
really, why not? Just take it all, right? Who cares? I had a
Well, what's
blast,
so
and
cute.
I'm really not complaining, I'm just sharing. I feel sometimes people, they forget. They
Yes.
get kind of in their own little window world, and they think that nobody on the other side of that window knows, you know? And I know there are people out there that are going, "Terry, you've got a loud voice. I've heard you a million times." And I'm sure that's true, so
You actually don't. I feel I've obviously, we work together and around each other. You really don't because sometimes when
thank
I was
you.
in front of you, I'd be trying to eavesdrop, and I can't hear you.
You're like, "Come on,
I'd be like,
crank up the sound."
"Yeah," well, because I love listening to you read, and so I'd be like, "Wait, what'd you say about grandma?"
Oh, I love it. I love it. But you know, another thing, if you came to the Wellness Expo and I didn't say hi to you, trust me, I really wanted to, but I have to be mindful too. I can't always be going, hey, 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 hey. I'm looking like a cheerleader sitting out on that table,
Well,
throwing my hands up.
what was so cute is at 2:12 on Saturday, one of my students, Jackie, sends me a picture of you at your podium during your talk. And
Oh my
like a
gosh.
celebrity sighting, and she wanted me to know that she was in your talk, and I just was so tickled by that because I was at work,
Oh, I
and
love it.
I thought that was the cutest thing because that's how much people love you. Like,
Well, I
so
love people.
I got
I
out
love everyone.
I got out too late after work to and I didn't wanna come in late to your gallery, I thought that'd be wildly rude, but I was right next door at work, and I was like, "I really wanna," but you know how it
I
is.
get it.
If
Totally
they don't
get it.
schedule you okay, so the most amazing thing that we kind of teased at the end well, like, let's be real. What did
Let's
we
get
just
it going.
open? What did we do 4 months ago?
You just broke up just in that last second. What did you just
I said, "Let's be real. What did we just open 4 months ago?"
Oh my gosh. I know 4 months ago. Yeah, I know. A
We
new
had
office.
a crazy announcement 4 months ago
You
where
did.
we had, seemingly done the impossible. That alone felt impossible, but you had secured the most amazing space, and it was a beautiful 2 rooms. Your office was sort of receded in the back, and that front area was this amazing boutique in the making, and then we
Yep.
had a beautiful classroom to the right, and
Yes.
that was fantastic. But with that said, you know, about halfway through, I started reaching out to you saying, let's do a fair, let's do a fair. And you said, I can't do that right now. I've got something cooking. And that was probably around Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
And then now the most magical thing has happened, which I'll let you share the newer new news.
Well, I'm so excited. I really, when spirit speaks, sometimes it's difficult for us to just go, "Yeah, let's just do that. Why not?" But spirit was very adamant, and I have to tell you, I was sitting at the mini. We called it the mini center. I love the mini center. By the way, it's already rented.
Wow, good
They
for
moved in last week. Those suites have sat empty for, months, and our suite that we designed and
I
created
love
with
that.
you and Steven, they've already rented it, they moved in. So
Wow.
and they
I
were
hope
like
they
I
like
said,
the wallpaper.
well, I said, "Oh, that's my old suite," and they said, "We like it." I thought, "Okay, you
Good.
do."
It
So they're
feels
already
good.
there. It feels good. But I was sitting in spirit at the mini center, and they said, "Remember, we've had conversations about go big."
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Yeah, but go big doesn't show my bank account. My
Right.
you can direct it that way first would be useful.
Yes.
Go big for that." They
Yeah.
said, "No, go big. Things will follow. People will follow. Go big." And I have no problem with with feeling that energy, that flow. And I wasn't sure that it was gonna all come together. But I did go and say to the, leasing manager, I said, I need to see something bigger." And he said, You don't like where you are?" I mean, literally, we just moved in, I've already sent, like, 1 rent check,
Yeah.
it's like and I said, "I love it." I said, "But we need more." So that's how Suite 500 came about, and we talked, it was a surprise, right? We all
It was
decided, "Oh my
amazing.
gosh." We had a ball. I love the fact that it was a surprise until it wasn't for you
I
and
loved it
Steven.
too.
I will tell the listeners, and I'm not gonna I promise I'm not gonna blab on too long, but we have a new place, and we wanted it to be more than just, hey, a Terry Groom show, right?
Mhm.
We got a family, I'm gonna tear up. Too little coffee and too little sleep. It's a family business, right? And you've got your style, I've got my style, Steven has his style. We want different energies, right?
Mhm.
We want people to have a belief system, not because we gave it to them,
No.
but because they have it. And we want them to feel welcomed because they have it.
Yes.
Not because we want to direct and be, punitive about you don't believe in what I believe, you can't teach here, you don't believe in what I do, you're not welcome here, we're gonna treat you like crap, blah, 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 blah. I've seen it. I've been it, I've been
Right.
in it. So the blend was created,
Yes. I love
and
that name.
I love it because it's all encompassing.
Yes.
The blend is what we want to create. We want you to feel part of the blend. We blend in energies. We all work for the same good. We all work for the same direction. We have just different branches of the trees to get there.
I love
So,
that branches of
okay,
the
now I'll step
trees.
off my little soapbox for a minute,
No,
but
I love it.
I'm so excited.
I am too. It's fantastic. It's huge. It's huge.
I love it.
We have your office, which is so cute, and I love your chair. Thank you, Joan. She has
Yes, thank
been
you.
so amazing to our community
Shout out
member,
to
Joan,
Joan. Yes.
firewalker that she is. She firewalks
Yes.
a ton of stuff into
Oh
our office,
gosh.
and so grateful. And then I
Absolutely,
have
and
an
Brian
office.
too. And
Yes,
Brian too.
not your Brian, although yes,
My
your
Brian,
Brian.
their Brian, everybody's Brian's.
The
Everyone's
blend
been
of
so
Brians.
helpful. Right. To the second power, right? 2 Brian's
Yes.
have been helping.
Well, we've been so lucky in that
Yeah.
way, and
Yeah.
it has the most amazing, perfect area for the night eye artistry shop. It looks amazing. It's going to
Love it.
look amazing the more it fleshes out. Steven and I have an office. It's huge. I'm so grateful you gave us the biggest office, the biggest room, it feels like. We have our group room, which is amazing. And then
Yeah.
basically almost 2 group I mean, the communal area, and that's so beautiful and so important to me because it
Yeah.
feels like that's where I mean, my gosh, if the place is empty, class is gonna be on the couches. Class is gonna be out in that where that energy is just so open and so flowing,
Yes.
and on this path, we're still on our path. We're no ascended master. We have none of this buckled down necessarily, but dang it, we're trying to do it right and do it honorably and do it well. So that's what we're
Yeah.
promising. We're gonna have some hiccups. We're gonna have, we've the 3 of none of the 3 of us have done this before in the same, and so it's going to be a baby in some ways that we all can kind of participate in the raising of, and that means community too. If you guys want something, if you guys love the idea of something, let us know and let us know because we're so eager to accommodate new ideas.
Yes.
We have so much openness in our hearts to new modalities of healing. I love that there's no exclusion. It's just respect and honor. Be respectful, honor what the energy is trying to do, which is bring us together, community, education, almost that sort of you had a student or you had a client come in and it was so cute. I was in the office building and she comes in and she's kinda like, "Is this Terri Groom's place? Brian's over there. We're both sweating. We're trying to get this done." And we're like, "Yeah, this is the blend. It's not open yet, but it's soon to be open." And she was enchanted because she said, "I didn't even know there were places like this." You
I
know?
love it.
So and she was just a client who knows how she got to you, but for her to be surprised that something like this would exist. Because Brian was going on about what Steven's classes are like and what your classes are like, and he was just describing it to her. So that was so fun to just kind of peer in and overhear and see. I'm very
Yes, I love
excited.
that. I'm so excited. There's such a synergy to growth and to learning. And there's so much that we wanna teach, and there's so much we're learning. It was so amazing. I have to tell you, when I was listening to the folks in the gallery and in even the individual readings or the hall, they want good things. They want to ascend. They want to know. They want their team. They want to understand people. They're hungry for information. And I'm a firm believer of this. I told one and I bring it up this way for a reason. I said, you're new to this and you're gonna hear a lot of different things. You're gonna hear 10 different ways to reach your guides and maybe even more. And you're gonna wonder why this person said this, but this person said that. And I said, trust you. What do you resonate with? If someone says click your heels 3 times and your guides will appear, does that sound like you? Is that gonna make it? Or are you watching The Wizard of Oz? You know,
Right.
what is it for you? How does it resonate? I said, I'm going to teach you things and you may disagree with me. And I'm happy that you're collectively thinking that you're going, okay, well, maybe she's right, maybe she's wrong. And I'll direct you to someone as well.
Mhm.
Having a journey where no one is there pushing you through, guiding you, and walking with you as they're learning as well. That's the blend.
I love that.
Love it
And
too.
I cannot wait to, not only do we have classes in education, but we
Yes.
also have, and obviously Stephen is also one of our instructors and very, very
Yes.
amazing instructor. But on top of that, he has also really been this all-star curator, all-star. I mean, I was looking at the those beautiful lavender topped dragon's blood sage sticks. I mean,
Yes.
I don't, we live in metaphysical shops. And so we do see a lot. And I will just say, I've not seen what we have. And I feel so like what we have, that feels crazy. But
I
what we
love it.
have
That's
in
what
that
we have.
shop, it's so
Yes.
unique. The cleansing lollipops. I could not even imagine what those were when he was describing those to me and then seeing them. I'm like, this is incredible. Where do you see these? Nowhere. So and then on top of that, the word working that he himself does that will be available in the shop. It's just
Absolutely.
I'm so impressed with the condensed, like, what do you call it when it's so pure and so, like, we have raw talent and
We
raw
do.
energy and raw, desire to
Yes.
do well in the
Yes.
building. That's incredible. That's so cool to me. So,
I love
we
it.
have and, whenever we think about what it takes to get here, it's awkward. We're trying, we don't it can be but whenever I talk to my students or my clients about it, they just light up. And so
I love it.
everything that we struggle with to get it done or to get it running or to sort of it's almost like even our whatever we get up to this first year, it's like my guides keep saying, it's more than enough. It's like there's not a
Yes.
version of this where because I get nervous about execution and I get, nervous about if I'm gonna be enough, if I'm going to operate well enough or provide well enough. And my guides are just keep saying, "You just being there and being present with
Being
this
there.
is
Yep.
enough." So it kinda takes the pressure off when they say that, but I get so excited.
I'm so excited as well. This is and a little nervous too,
Yes.
obviously, but
What are you the
it's
most excited about in when you first started thinking about this and the vision was kinda taking form in your mind's eye? What got you the most excited?
was you know what it was, which is really kinda cool? It's the feeling of manifesting. It's the feeling of affirmations. Even from a very early age, I had these visions of a perfect example. Um, Joan brought this lovely teapot. I'm gonna do a class on tea leaf reading, and I tell you, it's a very simple thing to think about, but once upon a time in my younger days, a lot younger days, I envisioned teaching a class on that, and I laughed, and I thought I'll never have the resources, okay? I also wanted to be able to have a community where we could do a potluck, and people would come. I wanted to have a community where we could have a holiday party and people were welcome. And I
Yeah.
thought these things over the last, 40 years. And it just never felt like that was coming to fruition. So the excitement is really pretty well rounded. It's really all encompassing. It's the fact that someone's going to come in and hopefully feel comfortable. They're gonna come in, they're gonna attend the classes, they're gonna go grab some hot tea. I'm getting a Keurig, so we have some coffee if you want some coffee. Enjoy, I mean, heck, I might even put some snacks out there just because
Taylor's
it feels
curating a
right.
library,
Yes, he
Stephen,
is.
you
That's
know,
right.
there's gonna be some good opportunity to just sit and learn.
Right. So it's all about be welcome there. You are welcome there. If we're open, you're welcome. Now, with that said, and I know that we're going to have conversations on this. I may be busy. Sophia might be busy. And Steven might be busy with a client in the store. Come on in, grab some tea or some coffee. Sit down, look at the TV that's up there. We're gonna have some events. It won't be up there on our opening day, but it's getting closer. And so you'll get to see what else is going on. We'll have a community board in there as well. Just a lot of neat little things.
I love it. It's
I do
going to
too.
be
I'm very excited.
And what do you think, when Taylor or when Steven, I always call him Taylor, I'm sorry, but Steven,
That's
when
okay.
he
It's
found
Steven
out
Taylor and what's
Sophia
that?
Sterling, we got 8,000
I
names.
know. We got Terri Groom, that's Terry Bell. We got Sophia, that's Sterling. I love it. It is the blends.
It is what do you think
We
he
are the
was the
blend.
most excited
What's it?
about? What do you think he was the most excited about whenever you first said in the first office, I even mean, but, "Hey, the shop is happening."
That is something I feel that it's almost surreal for him because he's always wanted a storefront and he never knew what it would look like. He never knew if it would come together. He didn't know if it was possible. He always, and again, I'm speaking on his behalf, but I feel that he would say the same. It's watching it come to life. And each thing he purchases, he's very specific. He's very, I'm kind of like, can we have this and this and this? He's like, slow it down, mom. I'm picking. And he's picking things that people are really impressed by and they want. So
Yes.
he really has a unique taste and it's going to get even more interesting with some of the classes bringing in some replicas of some artifacts and things that would have been during that time frame. As a historian, he's going to bring some of that information to life as well. So it's just a lot of fun things.
Yes. I'm so happy. I keep thinking about, when I first heard, it was sort of this, like you said, like that surreal feeling of, I have not really had an office before. I haven't curated that process of having people come to see me in person because I didn't think I'd ever have an office. And so now it's been so unique. I'm changing my cards, to be able to have that conversation of, well, come to the office because for a couple reasons, that's going to be the dominant way I'm gonna start suggesting to see me so that you do come see the center, that there
Right.
is, and I think that is and for it to be yours, I was having lunch yesterday with Danica and her partner, and, I was joking, but kinda saying, "We understand how energy always works on their timeline, we don't always understand it."
Right.
And
Precisely.
I was sitting there with her joking, but I said, I didn't have a huge hand in making this happen. I can't help but wonder, Terri has been doing this for a while. Why 2026? What are we about to get into? What amazing things are we gonna why now? And what has come
Amazing journeys.
in a 1 year, really a 10-year, which is the amplification of new beginnings, the amplification of new endeavors to form their identity. So you really
Yes.
nailed it on the timing, and I know that you didn't plan that, but
And spirit spoke. And, it is not always easy to listen, right? The
yeah.
spirit says, no, don't get too comfortable here because you're only here for a few more weeks. I'm like, what?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
And
Am
I
I
love
losing my space? What does that
yeah,
mean?
they don't ad lib the next part.
Right.
They just say, "Don't get comfortable." You're like, "Okay,
Right.
well, now I never will."
I know. That was like, okay, well, here we go.
In the process of the blend, when you think about the classes that you're going to bring forward, especially like you were saying with the ideas from the past and now having a space and a place for them, do you find that your guides are behaving like, are they amping up as well with it? What's their vibe around all this?
They're amping up, and they are, and what's very interesting and I've had this similar conversation with them once upon a time when I first started, starting to work at everyone's fair. I was working in expos. I was just getting started, and they're really getting out in the public eye, and I was like, "Oh gosh, is this what I'm supposed to do?" And they're like, "You got this. Keep it going. Keep the momentum." I'm like, "Are you sure I'm doing the right thing?" And they're like, "Keep it going. You got this, girl. Keep it going." Okay? And I'm hearing the same thing now. They're like, "Okay, here we go. We're doing it again." And I'm like,
Wow.
"Well, what's changing?" And they said, "Everything."
Oh my
And I
gosh.
thought, "Gosh, is right." I'm like, "Oh, no."
But that's amazing.
It is amazing because what they showed me is this is what I have been building towards, where I was just trying to, make a living, trying to help people out. And they said, "No, no, no. This is what you've been building towards. We couldn't have thrown it at you early because it would have been overwhelming and the right people weren't in place."
Oh my gosh. Well, and that makes me feel so as anybody who knows you for a long time, which a lot of our listeners do, obviously, you were for the past 2 or 3 years? How many years was it? It's a blur.
Where?
But when you
Where
had
was
the office space with Intelikia.
I was there for 3 years.
So, I remember what's so crazy is time flies. It does not feel like it
I
was 3 years
know, it
there.
does. It
But
does.
before that, I met you when and shout out to Prana Haven, I don't know if they're still with us, but that was where your office was. That's how I met you, that was the first fair I participated in. My beginnings were there with you.
Yes.
Then you moved with the wellness center in Telekia, and I remember that was such a unique and new thing for you at the time, and we
Yes.
were so excited, and it was like, "Oh my gosh, to be a part of this," and you made friends through the other, people who shared that office space, and as that sort of had its ending, it really had a bizarre feeling for the family. They kept wondering, "Where's Terry gonna wind up? Where's her office space gonna go?" I remember I was looking at these, like, mini me office spaces trying to figure out if anything was
I
doable.
remember,
I was
yes.
worried for what this meant for you, and how could we have known that Spirit was gonna secure not 1, but 2 office spaces for you? And you were able to show up for it and be able to be present with those opportunities. That's the crazy part too. It's spirit, but it's also you. Like,
Well, it's amazing, and it really
yeah.
was a lot about spirit. Because 'cause I'm gonna tell you and this I've thought about this since because this is a very unusual thing, but when I was still before the closing of Antilochia, I was in my office, and I was there thinking, "Any day now, I'm going to be basically asked to leave," because the whole building now not building, but the whole center is empty,
Yeah,
and
that
it's
had to
little old
feel
me in a
bizarre.
little office back in by the kitchen, right? And
And
I'm thinking,
you weren't the first one to move in, were you?
"Yes, I was the first
That's
tenant."
what I thought, 'cause they just said you were. They said you opened it and you closed it.
Yes, they came into the center, the owners of the center, and then I was the first tenant to move in. That came with the center. There was a
Yeah,
sound healer before, but she had been working just for herself.
gotcha.
But what was so intriguing to me was I was sitting there for a few months. I left there October 1. Now, my last date was the end of September. And so for a few months, I was sitting there waiting for the shoe to drop, and all of a sudden now I'd have to clean off my table and go, right? And there was a knock at my door, and I thought, "Oh my gosh, I've gotta talk to this person." And it was a leasing manager, and I was with a client. So I thought, "Okay, this is the day, right? This
Yeah.
is the day." And I go out, and he's like, "You doing okay?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing great. Is it okay if can I stay?" He goes, "Oh, we're doing this month to month." And I'm like, "Okay, that's great." And he says, "I've read about you." And of course, my heart sinks because, culturally, we may have different belief
Yeah,
systems. I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm the devil again."
you're gonna get kicked out today.
Right? It's like, I'm gonna have to tell her, pick up her stuff and go. Compliant, right?
"Can you carry this with me?"
Yeah, exactly. Grab the table legs. He said, I've been reading about you." And I said, "Oh, okay." And I'm thinking, "Okay, what's the rest of this sentence?" And he said, "You do a lot of different things." And I said, "I do." He said, "I really like you." And I
Mm,
remember thinking, everything's gonna be okay. And I
wow.
didn't feel like the business is business. I knew they weren't gonna let me just forever just play around in an empty building, right? And
Right.
enjoy, the comforts of being alone. But he was like, "Why don't you find something here?"
Mm,
And that's when we started looking, and they have been the most loving, incredible, friendly, kind souls to me.
yes.
It's like a whole new door open. They're all like, "Huh." Everyone has been so kind now.
That's
So
amazing.
it feels to me the Spirit did that. You see, because Spirit was
Yes.
saying, "Okay, we're gonna nudge you out of your comfort zone. We're gonna nudge you down the hall. You're okay. You're being accepted. You're okay. You're not gonna get lost. This isn't the yellow brick road of weird experiences, but it is a little of a yellow brick road, right? It's a long
Yeah.
hallway." And so the guides are fun and funny, and sometimes I wanna just go, "No, that's not what I meant." But I said, "All I need is a place by the restroom. If I ever get my own office again, I want it by the restroom." Dear God, our first October office, I could watch the men pee from where I
It's
was.
crazy, but we're that
Uh,
close still.
I know, but it's much more manageable now because now I don't feel like I'm staring in at the urinals.
Fair, fair, but man, because, well, sneak peek into the back of reality with us, that hallway from your old office to the bathroom was kind of a traumatic experience because you
That's
would get
right.
trapped in there. People would really you'd be trying to get close to the stall door as people were talking to you because they'd follow, it's so lovely that you could just be there and back or there.
It was so incredible. But spirit listens. When you have things to say to spirits, keep in mind if you're asking, you might actually receive. So be very guarded what you ask for, okay? I mean, I literally said I want it by the bathrooms. I was practically in the bathroom. So
That's
it
so
worked.
funny.
It was funny. And now
So
it's near it.
some urinal scrying classes? No.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And I love it, trust me. I mean, I love both spots, but and so does everyone else because everybody moved in. It was that cool wallpaper. They
Oh,
saw
I'm
the
so
wallpaper that
hey,
you and
listen,
and Steven put in, and they're like, "Yeah, that's our office." So they leased it like that. I mean, we were out in what, less than a week. Less than a week was already leased.
so what do you think about as far as for the whenever an opportunity like this opens up? Because I keep thinking back to remember when Stephen had that clearing at the church that had turned into a bar?
Oh gosh, yes.
And it was basically an angelic presence saying, "This turf got taken from us. We're attempting to take it back."
Right.
Well, what I've been thinking is we are essentially erecting a flag in new territory saying we're here for the good of it all.
Yes.
And I'm so excited because I think that matters.
I think it matters too.
We need that
I think it
territory for the
matters.
good.
I do think it matters, and it could be a very heartwarming, wonderful experience for everyone.
Yes.
It's kind of brought out for me, I must have been, well, I'm sure at some point I was in another life a grandmother, but I feel sometimes like, and then I'll make you cookies and you can have some hot tea. Sit down. Are you warm enough, dear? Okay, then we'll make sure that you
Yes.
get. I'm getting blankets. You've got that now, right? That's what it makes me want to take care of people. Makes me
Mhm.
nurture them. And I love that feeling. To me, that's good stuff. But it's funny how much it's bringing it out in me. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm like a mother hen now. Okay."
I love that though. Well, they just flashed back to when we were in your living room and you were talking about how when Steven had been younger, you had been the organizing all the things.
Oh, yes.
So in some ways, what a weird new beginning of a different but same thread because we're thinking a couple years ago you were busy, busy, busy participating in all the things in all the corners of the community.
Right.
And that probably felt overwhelming and new. And now you're starting your own center where we're gonna be organizing fairs and organizing these things, and it's kind of like the next octave of the same conversation.
It is. And I love that.
I do too, because
I
it's
love
not
it. And I couldn't be doing
unmanageable.
it with really with better people. I could not in a million years. Having you and Steven, the blend, that's I mean, that's the good stuff.
The hidden weapon of our Brian, the hidden weapon
Right.
of the amazing carpenter Brian.
Yeah. I know. We have a wonderful, wonderful group. We have an
Man, I'm so
amazing
happy.
family. And I stress that, we are a family. And not only the three of us, you know, Sophia and Stephen and I being a family, we want you to feel like you're our family. And if you get out of line, we're going to reprimand you like we would one of our kids.
No, but that's true.
It's true.
There's etiquette, there's honor, there's respect, and we
Right.
we plan to represent that, and we respect that's man, that was they just said, "Not only will the place be respected, but those that walk through the door, their place in their own journey, in their own perspective will be respected." And
That's what I
so
want.
that's important.
I want them to feel like they're getting a warm spiritual hug when they walk in.
Yes.
That's the goal.
Well, that's what your
And
office feels like, hands
good.
down.
I hope so. I
It
gotta fix the
really
rug because
does.
it keeps. I don't want anyone to trip trip in my office because I've got a rug that likes to roller coaster. I gotta
No,
get that.
we'll
Well, I
get
keep
some
moving
tape.
furniture in there. Yeah, well, I've got some now. I have to take everything back out to do it again. But
No.
but I'm sure we will. We'll get that done. But just the journey, and, we talked at great length about a wonderful activity coming up. We've got an open house, right?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
We are opening our grand opening is and I'm gonna so the grand opening is Wednesday the 1st at 6 p.m. It's
Yes.
gonna be a little bit of a hangout. Come, we're going to sort of share what we're up to, and then more than anything, it's kind of a let's get to know everybody. I'm gonna
Yes.
get name tags. So we're gonna just be able to sort of mix and mingle. We're gonna provide a little bit of some snacks
Yep.
and just kind of start the process of not only growing and knowing y'all into us, what we're doing, but we can get to know you and figure out what brings you out on a Wednesday to the opening of a
Right.
metaphysical event, because I wanna know those people.
Absolutely. And there won't be a class afterwards. We don't wanna rush you in and rush you out. We just want you to feel welcome. And it for those that came to the last one, see, that was a practice session. Now we're gearing up for
Yes.
another one. And there a little bit more room this time for you. And so please do come out. And we're looking forward to that. We've got a lot going on and schedules will be out. One thing too, Sophia, people have been asking me, where do I find this schedule?
Yes.
And I'm going, heck if I know right now. I don't know. I'm not
Right.
IT. I don't know how to do this stuff. But I know you've got it working because you've got the
Yes.
blend going on right now.
Yes. And I'm going to have a calendar that is just the blend. It will probably look a lot like what you put, but it'll have the cost, it'll have the instructor, and it will have the day and the event. And
Yes.
then from there, we will also have the events actually in Facebook events. So that's available as well for more a deeper understanding of what the class might be about. So it will be
Absolutely.
posted on the Blend by Vita Perceptions. It's our Facebook group. We also have a page. Thing will any information should be coming from there or always on Vita Perception, the website.
Yes. And what's really cool about it too, and I've never been able to orchestrate an email list. I'm really bad at stuff like that. But we're also going to ask you if you want to be on a newsletter, to be on a constant, I guess it's called constant contact. I think that's a horrible name for it. That means you're going to be bothered all the time.
No.
But being able to get the information also in your inbox. So there's a lot of that coming along, which is really really fun. We also have some other teachers, instructors. I've got some lovely people that have already reached out to me that want to be a part of the experience. So we're going to add and provide a lot of different just different information, different ways of communication. We've got guest speakers coming in. We've got some really cool things already on the agenda that we're going to
Yes.
share with you very soon.
And, we plan to give platforms to the word that we kept thinking the other night was just earnest individuals. We recognize
Yes.
that there are always going to be opportunities for very, very, very established instructors and very, whatever that
Yes.
might mean. But, while we will always have that as an option, I know that Terry, you're working on bringing quite the name from the UK through soon. So more news on that
That's my
soon.
I've been working on it. Yeah, that's my goal. So we'll see how
But
that
we
plays
might
out.
we might also have people who maybe they've never taught before. Who maybe this
Yes.
is that new beginning for them as well, that
Yes.
we've felt have had, the soul has been teaching for a long time, and maybe this is just the beginning in this lifetime for them, and so I look forward to even being able to offer, I almost wanna say new blood, but it really is old blood, just new in this form, so I'm so
Absolutely.
excited. It's gonna be
Very
amazing.
excited. There's just so many different directions. The three of us have come up with a plan of action with another thing coming up in February that we talked about.
Yes! I'm so
You want to give
excited.
them just a little smidgen of it?
Yes. So I'm gonna shout out 2 small well, 2 events in general that are
Yes.
the highlights, and of course, we're gonna have classes all through February,
Yes.
but February 13th, in the name of love, in the name of sort of this we have a lot of new beginnings in the energy with this 1 year, and, so we wanted to celebrate, the unity or the single energies in that Valentine style. So we have a potluck coming up February 13th.
Yes.
And then we plan to, at the last Saturday of every month, not counting January, we will be doing the psychic fair for your highest good. And so it's just really brought forward. We're going to hand select our readers. We have full faith in those that we plan to bring forward those days because we know and we value the community. So in that way, there, I highly doubt we're going to see a lot of overcharging. We're just going to see a lot of earnest, individuals sitting behind desks hoping to bring the highest good for you. And that's sort of
Yes.
our psychic fairs coming up soon. Very soon, February 28th is the first, and then
Yes.
our potluck, which will be the 13th. So get your recipes ready, and we will get our space ready, and we cannot wait to mix and mingle with you. I think that's gonna be a fun, just easy Friday night.
Absolutely. And if you're not single and you and your hubby, your spouse, your partner, come on in.
Yeah, it's
Come
in the
on
name
in.
of love. It's in the name
Abs
of love.
Absolutely. And I might even find some fun chocolates. That might be kinda cool too. Who
Yes.
knows, right? I
All right,
know.
guys.
Oh my
I already
gosh.
know Terry is the bougiest with the chocolate. We're gonna have some
Well,
good stuff.
I love good chocolate.
I'm so happy. Well, I know we got a busy day. I'm gonna get going because here's the thing too. As soon as we get off of here, you're going to the office.
I am.
And I'm so excited that we could say that. And
I
then
love it.
one thing, and we'll talk about this later, but those how at they always have like the flyers.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm going to do that. I just need to
Okay.
get the information and I'm gonna go to like the library or someplace and just print like enough to last us for a while for
Okay.
you, me, and him.
Okay.
So once that's up, you can just walk in, even if we're busy, and see what we're up to, grab a flyer, figure out maybe what might tickle your fancy as far as coming back in. So I'm
Absolutely.
so excited. It's
I'm
gonna
so
be
excited
amazing.
too. It is amazing. This is gonna be a lot of fun. And again, we just welcome you on the tours as well. We just want you to know you're welcome. If there's so many people there that we spill out into the parking lot, well, even more. Even more.
And
That's a
do we
good
have any
thing.
messages from our dear I Brutus as we embark forward?
Get ready. We're only just getting started.
I'm so excited. And my guide said, take a seat in the circle. It's gonna grow.
I love it.
And I love that. That makes me so happy.
Makes me happy as well.
Ugh. Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much for
I
being who you are, for the opportunities that you just manifest, not just for yourself, but for everybody around you. It's absolutely incredible what you do. It's incredible what you've been doing. So to be a part of this with you is the biggest honor, the biggest excitement, something
know.
I will be taking not lightly at all. And so just thank you. Oh my gosh.
And
Thank
thank
you, thank
you.
you, thank
Thank you
you.
to it's about family, and it's not just our family, it's about the extended family. So we're
Yeah.
all coming together, folks. This is what we do.
We have done it
We have done it. Oh
and
my
we're gonna
gosh,
keep
another
doing it.
That's right. As I Buddha said, we're just getting started. I love it. Can you
I'm
imagine
so
that? How
happy.
big and wonderful it's gonna be.
More
Good.
news will be on the blend or on Vita Perceptions, but we
Yes.
wanted to stop through and just for the first episode of the new year with The Wolf and the Bear, we are so excited to bring you the blend. Coming soon.
Yes, we are.
Wednesday
Absolutely.
1st. And the address, you probably want that. It's 1201 International Parkway, Richardson, Texas, Suite 500. Obviously, that will be posted everywhere, but
Yes.
clip that sound bite, repeat it back to yourself, get it into the subconscious so you could just
Absolutely. And it's the doors open up to the parking lot, so you can't miss us. We're putting the new sign. Hopefully we should have the new sign next week. Right now it's a tech sign. We're not techs. I'm not a tech. But we're gonna have that changed and they're working on that as we speak.
and
So
we are up on Google Maps.
yeah,
So you're searchable there as well. So it's just the blend. And so look for it in Richardson, Texas, right off of see my boyfriend's got me acting like I know highways. I don't know what highway we're off of. Do you
and
know
we're
what
off
highway
of
we're off of?
75.
Yes,
70
okay, perfect.
between Collins and Arapahoe on each end. So
I
yes,
love it. Our own little home, our own little pocket.
sounds like a plan.
All right. I love you, and
I
we will
love you. I
see
love
you
you.
soon.
Absolutely. See you soon. Bye.